The pizza theory. Ethan Cole hadn't slept properly in 3 days. His apartment looked less like a home and more like a science experiment gone horribly wrong. Whiteboards covered every wall. Equations spilled onto pizza boxes. Half-finished coffee cups sat beside notebooks labeled Quantum Gravity, Ideas, number 47. And in the middle of it all sat Ethan, barefoot, exhausted, and staring at a drawing of tangled strings. Suddenly, the apartment door burst open. "Please tell me you're alive," said Jake, carrying 2 large pizzas. Without looking up, Ethan replied, "Technically, yes. Spiritually, jury's still out." Jake placed the pizza boxes down carefully. "Dude, you haven't answered your phone in 2 days." "I was busy." "Busy doing what?" Ethan pointed proudly at a paper taped to the wall. Jake squinted. "Is that a list of imaginary natural disasters?" "Firequake," Ethan said seriously. "That's not real." "I know. I made it up. Huge mistake. Now I'm terrified of it." Jake shook his head and opened a pizza box. The smell instantly hit Ethan. He looked over slowly. "Is that stuffed crust?" "Extra cheese." Ethan stood up immediately. "Okay, maybe I can take a short scientific break." Jake laughed. "Thought so." As Ethan grabbed a slice, Jake noticed another notebook. "What's this one?" "Oh, that's my dark matter research." "I thought you quit that." "I'm trying to," Ethan admitted. "But every time I work on it, my brain drifts back to string theory." Jake sat down. "So dark matter is basically your rebound relationship?" Ethan froze. "That's disturbingly accurate." Jake nodded wisely. "Been there." Ethan paced around excitedly now. "String theory is elegant, Jake. Tiny vibrating strings creating every particle in the universe. 11 dimensions, space-time folding into itself. Einstein spent his whole life searching for a unified theory, and this is the closest thing we've ever had." Jake blinked. "I understood maybe 4 of those words." Ethan grabbed a marker and started drawing loops on the whiteboard. Think of it like guitar strings. Different vibrations create different notes, except instead of music, the vibrations create matter. Jake slowly nodded while chewing pizza. "Okay, that actually makes sense. Right?" "But if smart people have been stuck on this for decades," Jake asked, "maybe everyone's overthinking it." Ethan stopped. "What do you mean?" Jake shrugged casually. "I mean, strings get tangled, don't they? Maybe the universe is just one giant knot." Ethan immediately shook his head. "Impossible. Knots can't exist in higher dimensions." Jake grabbed another slice. "What if the strings aren't strings?" Ethan narrowed his eyes. "What? What if they're sheets?" Silence. Ethan's expression slowly changed. His eyes widened. He rushed to the whiteboard. "Oh my God!" Markers started flying. Equations covered the walls faster and faster. Jake watched nervously. Good reaction?" Ethan turned around, completely stunned. "Topological membrane intersections." "What?" "That actually works." "You serious?" Ethan grabbed Jake by the shoulders. "Jake, I think you just accidentally helped solve a major theoretical physics problem." Jake stared at him. "Cool." He took another bite of pizza. "Can we name it after me?" 2 weeks later, Ethan stood in front of a crowded lecture hall at Caltech, presenting a revolutionary new paper on multidimensional membrane knot theory. The scientific community was stunned. Reporters called it one of the biggest breakthroughs in modern physics. Meanwhile, Jake sat in the back row eating pizza. A reporter approached him afterward. "So, how did you contribute to this discovery?" Jake smiled proudly. "I got hungry.